Her elf looked particularly adorable when doing homework. Essie leaned against the doorframe of Farendel's new workshop, which his siblings, Wayland and Jalissa, had grown for him on the forest floor beneath the lift for his birthday a month ago. Farendel sat cross-legged on top of the wide workbench that filled the whole back wall. Papers and books spread in neat rows around him, a pen resting neatly next to the nearest stack. Cabinets filled the wall to Essie's right, while, on the left, pegs held gears and tools above the small table with 2 chairs that stood along the wall. Essie's breakfast waited for her on the table, underneath a glass dish, filling the air with the faint scent of bacon and eggs, courtesy of Miss Merrick, their cook and housekeeper. She and her brother had a newly grown cottage set between Farendel's workshop and Astera, where Captain Merrick could guard Farendel while they were here in Astera. Essie crossed the space and leaned against the workbench. "Good morning." "Morning." Farendel leaned forward just enough to give her a quick, distracted kiss, his focus never leaving the book spread open before him. Essie laughed under her breath. Whatever he was reading must be terribly fascinating. She leaned a hand on his knee. "Do you call that a good morning kiss?" That had him setting aside his book. His mouth tipped in a mischievous smile, the glint in his silver-blue eyes her only warning, before he gripped her waist and pulled her onto his lap. She couldn't help a shriek that quickly turned into giggling that she couldn't seem to stop, even as he kissed her. Giggling and kissing at the same time wasn't ideal, but she managed. Farendel eased back, murmuring as he brushed another kiss across her cheek. "How is that for a good morning kiss?" Essie leaned into him, still trying to catch her breath and think through the hazy whirl in her head. "I'm going to blush like a tomato the moment your grandmother gives me one of her looks when I arrive for tea, and then she's going to tease me about great-grandchildren, and I'm going to blush even more." Farendel pulled back even more, his gaze searching her face. "Matashena will stop if her teasing bothers you." Now that she thought about it, Laelira didn't tease Riva about more great-grandchildren, nor did she tease Jalissa about finding a husband. "I don't mind." It was Laelira's way of saying that she shared their hopes and dreams for the future, even if she didn't come right out and say it. Essie trailed her fingers through Farendel's hair. While it wasn't as long as it had been when she married him, it was nearly there, falling well past his shoulders now. "What are your plans for today?" "I have magic practice with Wayland and Ryfan while you are at tea." Farendel gestured at the papers and books spread across the workbench, keeping his other hand on her waist. "And then I am getting my research organized. After the ball, I will have 3 full days where I can hide here and see no one." He sounded like he relished the thought of spending so many days alone, as if 3 days of doing nothing but homework was enjoyable. It probably was enjoyable for him, compared to spending a single evening at a ball interacting with the elven court. "No one? Not even me?" Essie tipped her head up to better give him a fake glare. "Of course I will see you. You do not count as people." He grinned and pressed a light kiss to her temple. "That would sound insulting if I didn't know it's a compliment coming from you." Essie grinned back. "I, for one, am looking forward to this ball. I can't wait to wear my new dress. It turned out so well with its mix of human and elven design, and I'm so glad the older style of corset is coming back into style. It is actually comfortable and practical, not the torture devices fashion was turning them into. Seriously, fashion should not be more of a concern than the comfort and needs of the person actually wearing the garment." Essie paused to take a breath, and only then did she notice the tilt to Farendel's smile. "Right. You've heard my tirade on the evils of modern corsets compared to the apparently far more comfortable ones that were worn in times past." "I would worry far more if you stopped rambling about random topics." "Admit it. Nowadays, you ramble about random topics just as often as I do." Essie eyed him, trying to suppress her grin. "True." Farendel's gaze flicked back to his book, his mouth pressing into a line, as if he was trying hard not to launch into a long spiel about what he'd been reading.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.